Hi everyone, Happy New Year. I know this is an odd thing for me to do, sit in front of a camera and actually just talk to it rather than like vlogging, but I'm getting ready, we're just like nipping out, but I wanted to I'm in the mood to do like a full face if I have enough time, and like do my hair and stuff. And I just thought whilst I'm doing it I'll just sit and talk to the camera because other than like uploading the Christmas video that I've just ordered, the camera's very like blue and I don't know why. I don't know how to change that. I was hoping it would sort itself out, but I don't think it's gonna. But yeah, I'm just curling my hair and I'm gonna just put a bit of makeup on. But whilst I was doing that, I wanted to just talk about the new year. This is gonna be the first time I'm actually talking like in the new year. I've also just put a bit of like body tan on to match when I put makeup on, and it looks a bit crazy, so I'll just have to like bear with. So I'll talk about my year 2022 and then what I want for my year in 2023. I'm looking forward to 2023. I am glad that 2022 is over. Also, the reason why I want to do a video about it is because 2022 is the first year that I've like videoed throughout the whole year. That like I didn't video much and I had a big break in between, but in terms of like I got this camera and I made videos October 2021, so 2022 is a full year where I have kind of filmed the different things that have happened in my life to an extent. And if you have watched those videos, you will know that the year didn't start out very great. After a really good 2021, 2022 didn't start out very good at all. We got COVID and that completely wiped me out, and I feel like that also like contributed to my anxiety a bit. It was other things as well that like I mentioned in the video, you know, where I was talking about my miscarriage, and I mentioned in there like there was also other things like house issues, and that was just a big thing. Like we didn't know if we was going to still be living here or if we'd have to find somewhere else to go, but if we had to find somewhere else we wouldn't have had a long time to find anywhere else, and it was just like everything at once just felt like it was just falling apart. I don't want to like forget about the nice things, and I am, you know, it could have been, don't get me wrong, this year could have been way worse than what it was for me, and it was way worse for many other people that I know as well, my own family included. But that I do feel like not guilty but like a bit silly when I say that it was the worst year of my life, because like I said, it could have been way worse, and other people will probably look at what I've dealt with and be like, that's nothing like compared to what they've been through, and I understand that. But I mean, in terms of my own personally, it was my hardest. Like my mental health suffered the most this year than it ever has before, and I've had bad mental health years, and I've had, you know, my fair share. Like 2016 was a bad year for me, but that had its highs as well as its extreme lows, whereas 2022 it didn't have extreme highs or lows, but it was just sad. How long big these sleeves are. This is just me waffling. I've not like actually thought about what I'm going to say. I'm just recapping on how awful 2022 has been, but knowing that it's annoying because I've said it a million times. Hardest month was probably October. The vlog that I put on about October, that was the lowest I've ever been. And I spoke to my mum about it, my sister about it and stuff, and like just told them like this isn't just anxiety. Like I've suffered with anxiety, I think looking back my whole life, I can deal with it for the rest of my life. It's when it like gets to the point of it's like I'm sad. That's when it kind of worries me, because I've never had that before. And like I'm anxious but I'm not as sad very often, whereas this was just pure sadness, and that's almost harder to navigate because I know how to navigate my anxiety. I have a few wobbles and then I can calm myself down, but this was like awful, and I still was having my panics, like my moments of panic and stuff. Like there was times where I was going to work and I was having I had a full-blown panic attack, and that was like every day crying, every day upset with my mum and stuff. Spoke to Glenn, just told him like how I feel, and it's just instantly like telling someone, and it's just like a weight lifted off your shoulder. that just like picked me up a little bit, and then I felt that tiny bit of relief and I just ran with it, and I was like, wow, to feel this bit of like hope again, because I've lost all hope. I was like, wow, to feel this bit of hope again, like, I'm just going to run with it. So I was like, I'm going to make the most of the lead up to Christmas. I'm going to book in all these different things. Everybody else, it's just normal life, but I never do that. Like, I never think to plan ahead on days out and stuff. I was like, I'm going to make the most of this December. I'm going to make the most of my days off work, because a big part of it was work and is work. I'm just struggling with it. I just can't seem to juggle it all like everything else. But the thing is that was my biggest thing, is that I can't juggle it all, and it's really frustrating. But then like you listen to podcasts or you listen to other parents, no one's juggling it. Like no one's got the perfect balance of like work, home life, mum life, like being a good girlfriend, being a good daughter, being a good, like you literally can't do it all. Like social life, blah blah, like it's impossible. But like how are we all made to feel like we can't? Like that means that there's something wrong in the whole system then, because why are we all made to feel like we're failing? I feel like this is just pure waffle, I'm sorry. Then we're coming up to more recent times. So basically I've just waffled on that I had a crap year, which I did. There was nice moments. We went to Conway, Llandudno, within the same like couple of days. We celebrated our 6 year anniversary together. Me and Glyn like to just have a couple of days to ourselves, even if we're staying in Manchester, but just like staying outside of our home, and so it feels more like a holiday, and we go like shopping and cinema and stuff like that, and that's really nice. That's it. Yeah, and it got to the end of the year, and I was actually like, I've been really good in December. Like I said, I kept my mind busy, I kept my diary busy, and then obviously Grace's birthday is afterwards and stuff. But there's one thing that happened that really just rounded off and summed up our year. So basically, on the 21st of December, I took a pregnancy test, and it came back very faint positive. But obviously, with our previous experience that we had in March, it didn't come with the like initial like excitement that it should do if you want a pregnancy, if you want that baby, if you tried for that baby. You know, you see all these, I didn't expect to cry. You see all these like pregnancy announcements and these YouTube videos on like finding out I'm pregnant, and they're absolutely beautiful, like, and so magical. And they're like so excited, and then obviously because they've had 12 weeks of this, like preparing this, and this isn't just, to us it's shown in like a 10-minute video, but to them it's obviously the past 3 months. But then it goes on to telling the boyfriend and then telling the friends, and it's like, oh, it looks so easy and so exciting, and there was a magical time on earth. And then I found out, and I actually videoed it, and it's literally just me like nearly throwing up because I feel so scared, because I know what could happen. So yeah, that was the 21st, and then I took one every day, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and they were still very faint. So I was like, right, okay, so I'm very early. But that was kind of like a warning sign in my head, because I was like, surely every day it should get a little bit darker, but they was all staying very faint. So I was like, my periods are irregular as well, so it doesn't matter. Like going off of the first of your last period, to me it was making it 5 weeks and 3 days. But the line on my test was not saying that. It was very, very faint, like very early on. So it got to Christmas Eve when I took that test, and it was still faint, and I was like, Glenn, I'm not gonna test. It turned off. Like all of the feelings that you'd feel in early pregnancy, I was feeling them. But the pregnancy test on the March pregnancy was very dark. Like I said, these are faint, and so I said to Glenn that I'm just gonna wait a few days, wait till after Christmas when that's all over and done with, because I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be thinking about taking a test. So I did. I enjoyed Christmas, the rest of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Boxing Day, 27th. Yeah, I went even longer, 27th, 28th, 29th. I'm trying to think now, like, oh yeah. So then on the 29th, I bought some more tests, and I took one, but this time I took the digital one because I wanted to see if it would physically say I'm pregnant and how many weeks it was. At this point I thought, right, I could either be like 6 weeks pregnant like it's saying it is, because that's how long my last period was, or like 4 weeks pregnant. The pregnancy tests tell you when you conceived, so they say like 1 to 2, which means roughly 3 to 4. You add on 2 weeks. So I took the test, again videoed that, and it said pregnant 1 to 2, and I was kind of a bit like, oh, like it made sense, all the dates added up, but it was still a bit disheartening because to me that was like, right, so I've known of a faint pregnancy, I've known of a faint positive test for over a week now, and it's still saying I conceived 1 to 2 weeks ago. Like, that is just, feels like it's just not progressing anywhere, even though it added up and stuff. I just like, it's just very long. I just couldn't get excited about it, but I was getting excited about it because I was like, I know for a week, and you know, I've not started bleeding yet, but obviously it's still very, very early days, and I knew that, but yeah, I just can't explain it. Like, it doesn't, when it's like a week or whatever, it doesn't sound very long, but when you are in it, it's like the longest week of your life. Like, you have thought about every possibility. I knew when I would be due. You know, you think about things that you need to like buy, you think about the prospect of having 2 children, about what the Christmas is going to look like, and you know, I did it with the first time round. Even though I was more cautious, I still, you know, read into these things. And then literally that night, bearing in mind this is also the day before Grayson's birthday, the 30th of December, or that morning even, I woke up about 5 a.m. in excruciating pain. Sometimes I do come on my period, TMI, through the night, and that's when it's the most painful because it's just like the ache is just indescribable. It really hurts. Like, starting my period through the night is unbearable, and it was unbearable pain. But obviously in my head I was pregnant, and I was, or my body thought it was. So I was like, this isn't normal. I was lay there, and then I kind of felt something, and I went to the toilet, and 5:30 in the morning, let's just say I started my period. And I just crumbled into a million pieces because it had happened again. And it's just like your mind instantly goes to like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? Like I'm such a failure. Like, why does my body keep thinking it's pregnant when it's not? I feel like I'm making it up. I feel stupid. I feel like, not that anyone's made me feel this way, but I feel like no one believes me. I don't know why, because like I said, no one's made me feel that way, but I just feel like it's that thing of like, I'm having to tell people for the second time, like, I was pregnant but now I'm not. So yeah, during like that whole last video of me and Glenn preparing for Grayson's birthday, halfway through that filming I would have started bleeding, and then it's kind of like I had to just kind of have my cry and then just get over it. And don't get me wrong, like, my mind has been preoccupied with Grayson's birthday and the new year and stuff like that, but this one hurts differently. Like, the other one hurt more in a way. This one I'm kind of numb, but numb in a sense of like, like the other one, the other miscarriage that I had, first one I had in March, like, I want to talk about it. I like talking about it. It makes it more real because I have that fear of like people thinking that I was lying. But I had the pregnancy tests, and I got told by the hospital that my urine sample was coming back as positive. I think because I thought, like, I know it's common to have miscarriage, but I thought surely like I've had mine now. Like, and like I said, I'm not stupid. I know it can happen. You know, it can happen again or whatever. Blah blah. I was thinking, but like, in my head, I was scared about it, but I thought I've had mine now, so like, surely that's me, what, like, done. I'm gonna run and have a healthy pregnancy now. So for me to start like bleeding again, I was like, oh, it can happen again. And then I'm thinking it can happen again and again, and like, that one hurt more, but this one hurts in a different way, and I can't explain it. Like, this one hurts, like, obviously it's just been New Year, and I'm seeing a lot of pregnancy announcements on the new year, which again, like, I know a lot of women will feel me when I say this who have had miscarriages or trying to conceive, whatever, like, it's heartbreaking. I never understood it because obviously I am so lucky to have Grayson, and I got pregnant with Grayson really fast. I didn't even know I was pregnant with Grayson. It's like the ideal situation. Like, if you were someone who really wanted a baby and you looked at my first pregnancy, like, I would understand people would be like heartbroken. I also know from that perspective, as a pregnant, you know, when you find out you're pregnant, all you want to do is shout it from the rooftops. It's the most incredible thing ever. I understand that. When it happened in March, I didn't have this feeling. I was just happy for everyone else. This, just instantly, I'm like, I can't see that. I can't look at that. The video that I put on my Instagram of Grayson in the hospital, I was talking about 4 years ago today, I was being induced. I can't watch that video. The music, because when I made that video, I thought, oh, in a few months' time I'll be doing that again. When I made that video, I was very excited. I had to take off my profile because I just can't watch it. Yeah, it's those moments that shock me, is when I'm like, oh, can't watch that because I get a lump in my throat instantly. I think as well because it happened, like, it just happened, and then it was kind of like life moves on. You know, you've got another baby whose birthday is there, and nobody again knew. My mum did, but it was just kind of like, no, like, you can't expect anyone to stop for you to like wait for you to pick yourself back up, because when are you gonna do that? So it's kind of like, oh yeah, I thought I was pregnant, now I'm not. Carry on. It's just crazy. I'm a bit surreal. I look a bit crazy now, to be honest. It feels different. But anyways, after all that, going into 2023, I am determined to have a better year. It's a fresh start. Nothing bad will happen to me this year. Not as bad as that anyway. Well, I hope, but well, it won't. I'm gonna say it won't. And pray for bigger and better things. I've got goals this year, or just little pointers of things that I would like to, when I sit down and do this video next year, I just want to sit there and be like, I'm happy, I'm grateful anyway for everything I do have. Like, I don't want it to sound like after the, you know, me talking like I've had the worst year ever, like that I'm not grateful. I am. For 2023, despite everything that's happened, I am very excited for 2023 because I'm just seeing it as a complete new start. And usually, like, my like goals or things that I'd want to do for the year, oh, my battery's gonna run out. That's so annoying. I want to, like, if you can hear that screaming, that's Glenn and Grayson. I think they're playing football, but they're dead loud. I want to better myself and look back and be like, I'm gonna be 25 when I next do this video, and I want to say I've done this and I've done that and all these things, and I'm gonna tell you what I want to do. This is when my battery dies and I won't actually be able to tell you. First off, I want to bring up the new battery. And it's got a bit more chaotic. And I look a bit crazy. What do you want to do this year?
I'm camping.
That's good.
And football.
Football.
And t-shirt.
Mummy wants to go on holiday. Remember, we're going away, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to Tenerife, which I will film.
Oh, man, it will okay, no cameras.
What does?
In holiday, you might see no cameras.
Yeah, true. Some places, but I'll be able to film in other places.
Let's see. No. You can't do cameras in. Stop in.
I think I want a new job. I also want to learn how to drive, or at least start the process of learning how to drive. Yeah, I want to be in a job that I enjoy more than this one, or like best case scenario, I absolutely love. I look insane in the camera. I want to be able to drive or be like having driving lessons. Have been on definitely one holiday that we've booked and we know that we're going on, but possibly another one. I want to have celebrated our anniversary again, how we usually do. And yeah, just be happy. I want to have I want to have a hobby as well that I like really love, like something really creative. Like I used to do my makeup bags and stuff, and something that I could eventually turn into my job. But that is obviously a big thing, and I'm still like thinking about what that could possibly be. I'm trying to think, what do I want in my life that I can't get from anywhere and then I make it. But yeah, like I don't know what that is yet. But it would be something like that I'd make, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like me and Glenn haven't massively spoke about it, but we just briefly like made sure we was on the same page of like maybe, I mean, 2022 was gonna be the year that we had a break of trying for a baby, and although like the miscarriage, I don't know, definitely solidified that we do want another child. It has made me absolutely terrified. And I don't like, I have such a, I think, I don't know, see the thing is I don't want to say anything and then get pregnant and then like be like, oh, I said I didn't want a baby this year. But I think what I need to do, I would love a baby if it happens, best pregnant in the world. But in terms of actively like trying for a baby this year, I don't want to do that because I think it would just take up a lot of mental space, and I want this year, after everything that's happened, to be the year that I focus on like bettering myself and growing as a person, as an adult, getting a job that I enjoy, going on the holidays that we have planned and want to go on. Obviously anything can happen, but in terms of like planning, we're not planning on having a child this year, which I know sounds crazy because like you would think that we'd want to try and like for our next one ASAP because we've been heartbroken, but I think it's put me off because I don't want to continuously be heartbroken. But like I said to Glyn, like we'll have to just revisit in a few months, and if I really like we do want to try again, we can, but right now I just want to focus on me. It happened with the last one, when we had the last miscarriage, it was kind of like I need to focus on me now, because you go straight into like thinking about the baby or whatever, and you kind of forget about yourself. Has it been annoying that the whole video my lips have had concealer on? Okay, I feel like this video took a drastic turn, and also there's been like picture like a light in the middle of the screen this whole time. I hope this video made sense. It might have not made any sense at all. I think it was just an excuse for me to just like blurt out everything I've been feeling the past few months, year, whatever. To say that we're only nicking Sainsbury's, I've got pretty fully ready for it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll do any more sit down videos, it's probably very stressful.